Beetlejuice.
Awesome. That sounded right. I don't know why we even say that anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, Black Panther 2.
Right, Wakanda forever.
Forever. First off, rest in peace, Chaz Boseman.
Mm-hmm.
That was it's tragic. The movie, we know,
really sad.
Yeah, we didn't know that they could really pull it off without him. I'm on the line if they did, but I'll explain that later. I'm kind of on the line.
Yeah, I think the director said something at one point that he almost just quit making films entirely, which is like, wow, that's a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, we can definitely get into it.
Well,
I have my pros and cons.
Okay.
All right. I loved all the black woman representation in science. That was dope. I feel like you really don't see that, let alone in mainstream movies. So I was like into it.
Big up to
science. Science,
Facts.
nerdy, regular looking black girls. Nice. Biggest thing I probably like was how the Atlantis city was like grounded in like ancient Aztec culture. Like, I thought that was pretty clever. World building, because it's like they like made it make sense, even though it's ridiculous, you know, like, oh, like these fish people, they drank vibranium, is that what happened? And like became mutants?
I'm still kind of fuzzy about how they became water breathing mutants, but just like everything else in the MCU, just go along with it because it's in the comics. Okay?
Right.
So just
I mean,
what do they call that? The disbelief? What is that?
Yeah, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
I mean, I was into it.
Yeah, just to touch on what you just said, the underwater world was amazing. Mm-hmm. Which it makes me think, since this is Disney, this is how Little Mermaid's gonna look a little bit? How they put that off? I mean, how can you sing though? You know.
Yeah, I mean, in Wakanda Forever, what was really cool is that you could tell that in a lot of the shots, people were actually in water tanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, oh, they're actually in water. And I'm sure, like, there was a lot of CG involved, but, like, that wasn't the impression I got overall when it came to just how the people look.
Not at all. Everybody, like the little kids that, like, hey, what's up? They was all underwater at some point during filming.
Yeah.
It's the most realistic way to pull that off. And I like even how the sound, it was muffled, right? Because you're, underwater.
Yeah.
It was so immersive, and it was just like, then they kind of answered the question, like, well, okay, you growing food. How can you grow food without a sun? Okay, there's the sun. Damn. They had an artificial sun.
It was smart.
Yeah. So they plugged that plot hole, right? I was still confused on, okay, this Namor is eternal, right? Or does he just live for a long time like Yoda?
I guess he just lives for a long time. Like, I think there's a lot of hand-waving that goes on because he explicitly says, oh, I'm a mutant. So it's like, oh, well, that could be anything.
Right. Like, just anything weird I do, just accept it because, I'm a mutant.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually really loved his design. I thought the wings on his feet at first was like really dumb. You know, like, oh, that can't translate from a comic, but it worked somehow. It worked somehow. Like, once he started kicking ass and killing people, I was like, oh shit, like, this is actually scary. This guy with his wings on his ankle. Like, what the fuck
they were
is his deal.
Like he left you no time to make fun of his feet. It's like, no, I'm gonna whip your ass. You ain't got time to laugh. You ain't got time to point him out. Like, you're weird. Like, nothing.
No.
Like, but the world they made down there was awesome. Visually, the whole movie was awesome. I don't know, they put an extra stank on the visuals in Black Panther movies, which is great. Because, and then just, it's just all
for sure.
I like how Wakanda was set, because we never spent this much time in Wakanda before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's this... This huge...
And that was actually, just real quick, a critique I kind of had for the first one is, like, we never really got into the streets of Wakanda to see kind of what was going on or what it looked like up close.
Right.
And in this movie, you know, with the flooding scene, it was just like both visually like really amazing and like sad, of course. But yeah, I really like that touch on the movie.
I wish they would have showed us in the first one more Wakanda, so we could feel and have some kind of like, oh, this is Wakanda. Okay, you know, but they introduced us to Wakanda and then they destroyed it. And it was like, what the? It was too quick.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to fall in love with it, really. But it looked great. So
it did.
In the beginning, white people are looking for vibranium. Was it vibranium?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So they're looking for vibranium, right? And they actually find some, right?
Yeah.
And then Namor and the crew just murders all of them. For almost scientists, innocent people, for finding some rocks underwater. No warning.
They like, okay, and maybe I should get into it now. Like,
let's get into it.
Crimes committed by these fish people were heinous.
These fish people don't
killing
give
innocent.
a damn about human life at all. They don't see us as humans, as fish people.
They didn't give a fuck.
They don't see us as...
You know what I mean? Fish people sounds like a slur, but that's what they were. You know what I mean? Fish people sounds like a slur. You know what I mean? Fish people sounds like a slur. You know what I mean? Fish people sounds like a slur. I'm triggered.
Oh, what the? Oh, hell no! This is why I hate fish people.
Well, some of them look regular, and some of them were blue and had gills, and some of them didn't. They didn't really explain that, did they?
Yeah.
They didn't go into that.
They didn't. Probably for the best, thinking about it, but still, it was like, I thought it was cool, the creepy way they attacked the ship at the beginning, but yeah, they're just straight making people suicide, jump off the ship and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, oh my god, like, they like were sirens.
Right, that's the myth of the siren that makes you walk off the plank and just jump into the ocean for no reason. You heard a song that just made you do it.
I don't know. I was kind of confused because it was like, oh, like they're doing all this fucked up stuff, but then they want to kill this innocent MIT nerd girl. I guess because she helped with the project, and it's like, well, okay, you just want to kill this like 19-year-old. That's weird and evil. And then they kidnap Shuri.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, well, they're like a culture, though. Like, we shouldn't kill their leader and all that. It's like, no, maybe you should. They're really dangerous. It was interesting and kind of confusing to me that, like, by the end of the movie, we're supposed to feel like, oh, like, Shuri shouldn't listen to what Killmonger said. Like, she should, be more diplomatic and balanced like T'Challa was, and honor her brother. And it's like, Namor is fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Namor is like
he's done
out
some
of nowhere.
fucked up stuff.
Like,
and he snuck into Wakanda.
Right. Which it's a made up place, but it's landlocked. There's no way from the ocean, right? In the maps that Marvel is,
right?
That where it is that lead to the ocean. But hey, again, he's maybe he walked half the way and then jumped back in the water because he needs the water. That's the source of his power, obviously. When they took her underwater and showed her everything, it was like real nice to her, right, and everything, like, oh, the princess, and it was like, oh yeah, but we're not giving you back, like, that's nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
it's like, oh, she's a hostage.
I don't care how good what's her name, this spy ninja lady, T'Challa's baby mama. We find out. Forget it. Hey, baby mama. It's all fluid. Okay. Yes. Spoiler. She the baby mama. Okay. She the baby mama.
Yeah, Lupita.
And
I'm just gonna call her Lupita.
Lupita, right? Lupita's the baby mama, and this is the cutest little black boy they ever hired into the Marvel. They got dimples. He literally has puppy dog eyes, people. And next time we see him, he'll be like 6'2". But
yeah.
but yeah, how could she get in there undetected to the secret underground? You know what I mean? And know this place she had never been, didn't know existed until today off a phone call from the Queen. Right?
Right.
To get into not just like on the outskirts where the regular people live in their little fish hotels or fish huts, but into the king's, basically kind of, hey, this is where I keep people who I don't want them to leave. Right?
Yeah.
That right there to me was just kind of like, okay, come on, y'all have to put a little detail in how she got in there undetected, got out. I think, did they kill that maid or whoever was looking after them?
Yeah, that one fish lady, she shot her, but like that fish lady was gonna slit Shuri's throat.
I guess.
So, yeah, she some 007 shit. She got in there, murked that lady, and got Shuri out. But yeah, it was like, oh, she needs her own movie.
Right, exactly. She's basically right. She's basically Black Widow, but Black Widow.
Yeah,
like she can do anything Black Widow can do, but better, obviously. And go in such a deep part of the sea where you need a pressurized suit to survive.
Yeah, like how did she
survive?
I think I had the same problem. How did she survive even getting there? Like I guess like that little
mobile
water
submarine
thing.
That little personal submarine had the power to do that, I guess. Let's just say it had vibranium in it.
Wow.
The end. Don't even think about sciencing this one. They're trying to kill the young, talented female black scientist she's basically Tony Stark and a little black girl's body. Right?
Yeah.
And she's just building all kinds of shit. And she's the only one, like nobody can follow her plans on how to build this machine that finds vibranium, right? Because why? Like, if you go kill her, everybody that even knew a machine existed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All the people in government, everybody, all the documents Donald Trump had at Mar-a-Lago, all of that secret stuff.
Yeah, and you're right. That kind of took me out of the movie too, where it's like, okay, they kill her, but yeah, that's one person. It's not like if she developed the technology for her, they don't have any of that information. Like, come on.
Okay. Well, you know what? But hey, they said in Iron Man, hey, Tony Stark built this in a cave with scraps.
True.
So, right.
Yeah.
So they're trying to set her up because she's getting her own Disney Plus series. I don't know the name of it or the context of it, but that's what I heard, and they're trying to set her up basically to be just as smart as Tony Stark. So, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe she's the next Iron Woman or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. All right. Everybody's in Wakanda. We've just been attacked. But he gives us about a week just to chill and mourn our dead.
Yeah!
Because he's such a nice guy. Right? What?
Yeah.
That part, like, that doesn't make any sense to this vicious person we saw before. So, comparing it to Black Panther 1, it's basically, he's got Killmonger in there with him, right?
Yeah.
Killmonger was on that same, hey, let's kill all these colonizers, man. That's the problem, man. And right. He is too, right? Chaz Boseman was like, nah, man, we gotta, more of a Martin Luther King, let's integrate, bro. Come on. And he's like, nah, kill them all, burn them up. That's what they'll do to us. Shit. But, so it's kind of the same movie, right?
I see. Yeah.
Over again. In MCU, that's basically what happens.
It would have helped me to see Shuri, like, be angrier in the movie. Like, she said, like, oh, I want to burn the world down, but I didn't really believe that. So, but, like, by the time she's meeting Killmonger, it felt more like guest star appearance, rather than like, oh, shit, like, this totally makes sense, and it's a huge bummer. She just wants to, I guess, go to the dark side. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you can't be a hero if you want to burn the whole world down.
Yeah.
So, we knew
exactly.
She wasn't going to do that.
Well, I mean, can we talk about how the final battle plan was to put, like, the entire Wakandan army on a fucking boat to fight some goddamn fish people? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. What were they thinking?
This was a real big thing for Shuri to step up and show her, right. Yeah, you're smart, but are you battle smart? Like, do you understand the advantage of fish people who can breathe underwater fighting in water? You should have said, we can like, hang out in Arizona and let them come to us there.
Yeah, I mean, or like, at least, like, have there be like a ton of air support, I guess. It was just weird that like they didn't think, oh, like they could fuck up the boat and then we'd literally just be dead on water, surrounded by people who breathe water. And they were getting fucked up and murdered by the fish people. Oh yeah,
the fish people were basically destroyed. It looked like most of their army.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end, they were just huddled in a small little spot, and it was, 12 of them? Like, okay, we're going one last hurrah before we die. And then, we made up, so it's all good.
Yeah, like, for that to be, like, her first battle plan, it was really dumb and made me hope, like, I hope she doesn't stay Black Panther for too long. They age up T'Challa, baby T'Challa Jr.
They gotta fight for it if you want it. I like the brief moments we could spend with M'Baku.
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was very like okay, your brother's dead, but I was your brother's like bestie kinda enemy.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you like to chill, because this is what he would say. You know what I mean? He was just like the voice of reason. And the battle scenes were dope, where it showed how strong he was, where he was knocking fools like 25 yards away and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, and that's, you know, who I was kind of hoping would be the new Black Panther, since he challenged T'Challa in part 1.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, you know, maybe to be like James Bond, where somebody just takes the mantle every other movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could work, because it's like Shuri. I don't hate her. She's fine, but like, she doesn't like. I feel like she doesn't carry the weight of a movie like.
No.
Chadwick Boseman.
No.
Could. Character was never really even supposed to be a fighter like that. She's more like, I fight with my technology.
In this one, you had how many Iron Man suits? Like 2?
There were a lot.
3 Iron Man suits? There was a lot of suits. And I'm sorry, but if Iron Man was in his suit, they would not have lost that suit battle. He would have had some kind of shit to just knock all them motherfuckers off the ship. Like, you know what I mean? It was just, and then they were on top of the ship, like that was their plan, to just rock out
on top of the ocean. I can't even go inside of it to protect themselves.
You know, like, right. And then, like, you didn't think they had any weapons of mass destruction they could put in your weakness on the ship, which was underwater. Like the damn, like Independence Day, when a pilot flies his plane into the middle of the. Oh man, come on! This is just like the Death Star was like just one point of impact, but that one vulnerable impact is underwater, where you can't guard it because you can't breathe underwater. Really? Now, what they should have had was like, okay, let's even the odds. Shuri, let's whip up some underwater fighting suits where we can fight them underwater at this. Now that
that actually would have been really
dope.
Cool,
right? That would have been dope. Where it was just like breathing apparatus, the type of thing where they can move in water like a fish or something. But none of that happened. It was like, let's go to the ocean and come on, man. You know.
Oh no!
I'm not. Well, can't swim well. That's not our thing. I'm just saying. Okay. We're not known for that. Right? You see the Michael Phelps. Who is he swimming next to? How many black people swimming next to? Nobody. But like put Michael Phelps on the basketball court. Everybody else gonna be black. Okay. I'm just saying it's not our sport. But how the plot moved overall was kind of jerky. The movie was kind of decided on what it was going to be because they were introducing a lot of new characters and old characters that were taking new positions. And introducing you to a completely 2 different worlds. We'd never seen, really, Wakanda, like the inner cities and walking down the streets of it. And we haven't seen this underwater Atlantis ever. So you had a lot of introductions going on. You had a lot of new characters. I think they did a good job, but not a good
I would agree.
job. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
How about fish people?
Fish people. I'm gonna give it 3.5 fish people. So your
like, you know, I thought it was okay. I think the cutaways to their white ally CIA guy was probably unnecessary. It was, yeah, like, I almost feel like I agree with you, like, there are a ton of introductions going on, and it almost felt like the context of what you're supposed to feel changed with every scene. So by the end, I was kind of feeling like, I guess this is good. Everything worked out, I guess. I wasn't, like, feeling like I needed to root for a specific outcome, if that makes any sense. So I think that's kind of a knock against the movie. But, you know, it was fun to watch. I think they did an okay job. Would I see it again? No. It was way too long. I will give it 3 fish people out of 5.
All right.
Wakanda forever.
Like, subscribe, and all that stuff.
Bye.
Peace.